Welcome to me yapping into the void. My name is Chris. Today I'm going to talk about Xdinary Heroes' new album Troubleshooting, and I'm just gonna basically give all of my thoughts on it because there aren't that many people who stand Xdinary Heroes, and some of my friends stand Xdinary Heroes, but even talking to them, like I feel like they're not as crazy about them as I am. So I am just going to yap so I can get my thoughts into the universe. If you don't get to the end of this video, the TLDR is that Xdinary Heroes' new album that came out on April 30th, 2024 is 10 out of 10, is no skips, and it is a very strong contender for my album of the year 2024. My personal opinion, my personal album of the year 2024. I will be doing this in order of the track list. So first up is No Matter, which is the perfect intro to an album. Like when the album dropped and I pressed play and it started with this song, I knew that it was gonna be amazing because like for that to be the opening song and it was so perfect like that. This song, no matter, is exactly my type of song, and I love it so much. And I made points, so let me stick to the point. So Juan in the intro, Juan in the intro is one of my favorite parts of his. One of my favorite parts in the album. First up. And for the album to start like that, I repeat, it's just crazy. It's crazy as an intro, and drawn in the intro is crazy. Sungmin's pre-chorus, my bias is Sungmin, also known as Ode. And so I'm going to talk about Sungmin a lot in this video, most likely. And his pre-chorus is perfect, and he did such a good job. And I am fangirling way too early in the video. I apologize. No, I don't apologize. This is me. Okay, I fangirl a lot. And Sungmin is my bias, and I am so proud of him for all of the work he's done on this album. The signature guitar riff in No Matter as well is so perfect, and the layering of the voices in the chorus. I know nothing about music production, so I could be saying all of these terms very incorrectly. But in the chorus, they like layer the voices, and it is so perfect to my ears. It scratches my brain so well. And then I did not put it here, but big shout outs to Ganil and Junhan for their parts in No Matter. The entire fandom cheered. Okay. And then I have none of that matters because it doesn't matter because this is real poetry, guys. Like this is a lyric that just grounds you to real life. Cause nothing matters. Cause it just doesn't matter. Yeah? Yeah. Now for the title track, Little Things. This song, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, when they said that the title track was gonna be like Pluto, I expected something different from this song. But it grew on me instantly. Like I liked it. I like it. I love it. Um, the lyrics of the song are so touching. And this is such a comforting song, which is why I say they care about me so much. Like not me personally, but the fandom, like people of our generation, Xdinary Heroes cares about, and the people that wrote the song cares about. Like I get the message. The main lyrics of the chorus is, "Do you remember when you were young, shy, and foolish?" And then so they say that for the first two choruses, and then the last chorus is, "I remember when I was young, shy, and foolish." And the song is just like so comforting. The lyrics, like, "There's nothing to fear, we'll escape from all our doubts." That's in the bridge. And then at the end, they say, "No matter where you go, no matter how it goes, I'll never let you go because everything is nothing." And it's just, to me, it just feels like a hug because they're saying, like, at this age of our lives, like our generation, like Gen Z, like the new adults of the world right now, it's saying, like, you remember when you were younger and now you're older and you can look back at yourself and you're like, wow, I was so stupid. Like, why did I do that? They're saying that, like, you are still in that age. Like, when you're like in 5 years, you're going to look back and be like, why was I so stupid? Like, why did I do that? And it's like saying that that is a normal part of life. And like, you're always going to feel like what you did before was less than ideal. I mean, obviously, like, as you're growing, that's like part of growing. And yeah, it's just like so comforting. And I feel seen. And at the end, when they say, "I remember when I was young, shy, and foolish," it's like they're saying that they're also in that stage. I would just like to add that the outro, no matter where you go down to, because everything is nothing, is like hits me home. Like whenever I hear the song, I like battle that part because I love it so much, and I feel like they're talking to me. Like Xdinary Heroes is telling me, like, no matter where I go, no matter how it goes, like they will never let me go because everything's nothing. And I feel like it's a good song from like peers. Like I could sing this like to my friends. Like I'm telling them, no matter where you go, no matter how it goes, I'll never let you go. Like we are in this, you know. And because everything is nothing is also another poetic line, very similar to none of that matters because it doesn't matter. Like you know, in the end, the important things aren't all these things that we're worrying about right now, you know. Next is Undefined. As I'm looking at my notes, I'm gonna say this is Sungmin's song because he slayed. Um, him going, it's freaking good in the second verse. Thanks for that. Also his falsetto in his pre-chorus once again. So proud of him. He did so well. And then I have the post-chorus is very sexy. Um, yeah, I stand by that. Moving on. Next is Painted, which was like so interesting to listen to the first time. If you know, you know the guitar riff goes very hard. Once again, I'm not musical. I don't know nothing about music production, so I don't know if that is the right term for that. But you know what I'm talking about. If you've heard Painted, you know what I'm talking about. The part after the second chorus, the part after the second chorus, I think it's Gowan and Jungsu who do that part, and that is crazy. Like when I heard that for the first time, I was like, pause, pause. Um, I cannot wait to see that live performance. Um, not only me seeing it live in person, but a live performance video of that song because I'm very excited to see that part and also to see someone play decent two exclamation points because the synth in the song goes hard. It's very subtle in the background, but it is so good. That's my man. He did that. So next is Money on My Mind. And all I have to say is Xdinary Heroes guitarist Junhan. He did what he had to do. That is our main guitarist, Junhan, Han Hyung Jun, and we are so proud of him and we love him so much. And Sungmin's last chorus, Sungmin sings the last chorus, and it gives me a lot of life. I love to hear him sing like that. Next is Dreaming Girl. Do I even need to say anything? If you've heard Dreaming Girl, you know I don't need to say anything. It is the most comforting song you will ever hear, especially if you're in Gen Z. If you're over like maybe like anything over like 16, I would say 17, coming out of high school, going to university, being in university, starting off a new job, any of that kind of time period in your life, this song is gonna hit hard, and it would hit hard for people in other generations as well, in older generations, because they can kind of look back on that period. I feel like it's a very tumultuous time in life, period, for everyone, and this song is just a big hug. This is another song that I feel like Wow Excellent Heroes cares about me so much because I sent this song to my friends and I said, y'all are gonna cry listen to the song. I cry listen to the song, and you know what? They cry listen to the song. If you're in that generation, you're gonna cry listening to this song, and I 90% guarantee you, unless you're Junhan. He's only 10%. Um, the song is so beautiful, and it is so. I didn't put it here, but it is so interesting structurally. Um, the first verse and the second, none of the verses are the same. There's the first verse, the chorus. The second verse is different. It almost sounds like a bridge or like an outro, and then the chorus, and then they have the actual bridge and then the chorus again. And it's such a good song. Like not just like the lyrics, the melody, and as I said, the structure is so interesting to listen to. And 10 out of 10, perfect. It was so emotional for me. I like cried listening to the song like the first like 5 times I listened to it. After that, I had to kind of like disconnect from it to listen to it without crying. Um, No, I'm good because I've listened to the album so many times, so that I can kind of not think about. But anytime I think about the lyrics, because I can understand like a little bit of Korean, so anytime I like try to like listen to what they're saying and understand the lyrics, I tear up. So I just don't do that when I'm not feeling to cry. Um, Thank you, Xner Heroes, for putting on this song. Congratulations to Xner Heroes for being the only group for being the only artist with this song on this discography. Thank you very much. You did a service. to our generation. Next is Until the End of Time. My first point is Gion why, because Gion said that he thinks about the song in relation to parents, like parental figures, and that is devastating. When I first listened to the song, like I knew it was a sad song because of the lyrics. My friend only listens to like the melody, and she thought it was like a real chill song, like takes her to her happy place kind of song. And I just let her be in that because the real meaning of the song is very sad and devastating. To give you a clue, one of the lyrics is in English. They say, "You looked into my eyes, said you'd stay by my side until the end of time." Said past tense, and my friend thinks it's a happy place song. I don't know. I don't know. Let's let her live in that. Okay. I hope she does not watch this part of the video. You know who you are. Skip this part. When I listened to the song originally, I was taking it as a just like romantic relationship kind of meaning. And then when I saw through the fandom that Juyeon thinks of it in a parental way, that just like altered my brain. And now I think of it like that, and then when I think of it in that context, it makes me tell. And it's right after Dreaming Girl. Like we go from Money on My Mind to Dreaming Girl to Until the End of Time, and like Xdinary is white, and then to Walking to the Moon, which I'm gonna get into right now. Next is Walking to the Moon, which is my song. I have not declared a favorite song, but every time I think of Walking to the Moon, I think of it as my song. So I don't know if that's kind of saying something, isn't it? But genuinely, all of these songs are like all the way up there for me. And saying that Walking to the Moon is my favorite is like it feels like I'm robbing the rest of them. So I don't want to say that. But just know that Walking to the Moon is my song. Me me and the song are like this. Um, because I'll get into the meaning after I go through the points. So the melody feels so homey to me. When I first listened to the song, I felt like I was being hugged or just like chilling, like with my favorite people, like watching a movie, just like in my happy place. Like not like the in my happy place that my friend was in when she was listening to Until the End of Time. My actual happy place. um, Also very comforting, which is what I just said. Um, and what I think is interesting is how Jungsu and Juyeon say Bluey. This is a very like throwaway point. Um, but Jungsu does the first chorus and he says Bluey like Bluey, and then Juyeon says Bluey like Bluey. And I don't know why I'm even putting this in the video, but I just think it's so quirky and fun. And well, the real reason why I'm putting it in the video is because I wanted to say that External Heroes does that a lot. They alternate lines and stuff and verses, and their producers let them sing it how they want to sing it. And so it makes each verse or each chorus unique. And I think that is amazing. I love it. It makes the song so interesting to listen to. It keeps you on your toes, you know? And I love that their producers give them that kind of freedom. So why I love this song is because this song speaks to me. I don't want to say the most because the other songs do have their meaning to me. This song speaks to me for where I am right now, like mentally. It's like escapism. Like I think how the song means to me is like we want to go to the moon, like we don't want to be here. Like one of the lyrics of the song, the bluey line is the world from up here looks bluey. Like it's like we're on the moon, we escape to the moon, and all of our problems are on Earth. But when you're on the moon and you're looking at the big picture, like Earth looks bluey, like and it just looks beautiful, and you can't see like the flaws and everything. And that's how I kind of feel about my life right now. Like I would like to leave all of my problems on Earth, have them be covered by the sea and the clouds. Me go to the moon and then just look down on the earth and I'm like, it's just blue, you know. It's not like the real things that I'm facing. Those things don't matter. Ties in to no matter and little things. Everything is nothing and it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. So next Moneyball. What I have to say about Moneyball is yeah, and Gowan does the first rap and he ends it by going yeah, and then Suman does his in the second verse and he screams. I'm not gonna attempt to do the scream, but it's a very satisfying, very rock kind of scream, and I can literally imagine him doing it, and it would be so funny. Like I would just like to see that. I would like the behind the scenes, please, Studio J of them recording Moneyball. Because I need to see that. Thank you. And I that was brings back my point of their producers letting them do whatever they want. I don't know whose idea that was, but thank you. It makes the song so interesting, and now it's kind of like a villain inside joke, and I love it so much. Now onto the last song, "Night of Fireworks." I love this song so much, really, and truly, honestly. Honestly, I won't say I'm not trying to pick favorites, but if Walking to the Moon is my favorite, this is the next one. But I didn't say any of that. That is not on the record. The theme of Everything Comes to an End slash is beautiful because it has an ending resurfaces. I say this because it ties into Until the End of Time for me. Because life has a meaning because it ends basically is what the message of the song is. And like they're talking about like when at the end of your experiences, like a period of your life, like say a relationship or school, you can look back on it and be like, I'm glad I experienced all of this and I'm sad that it's ending, but I am more so happy that it's ending and happy that I get to move on to something new, happy that I experienced it and I have those memories now. And that's kind of like a universal human experience, and it is a sad song. This guy is in happy vibes because of what they're trying to say there. Um, this is by no means an anomaly. There are a lot of sad songs. This guy is in happy vibes, but "Nights of Fireworks" is actually so cherry. Like if I was just listening to this song, I would think it was about like sunshine and rainbows, but it is about reflecting on an experience that you've had that is not coming to an end. It is so beautiful. It makes me so happy even though it's a sad song, and like I get where they're coming from because I too have had those experiences that like come to an end, but you're happy that you experience it and you have those memories now. And I get why Jungsu cried because this ties into my other point underneath because it is a perfect finale song for the album and for the concert, which is where Jungsu cried at they had a 3 day concert and he cried on the last day when they were doing the song, when they were singing the song, because this is the encore song. And I get why he got emotional in that moment because the song is about like an experience that you've had coming to an end. And that can tie into the concert, which they had for 3 days. Like, I'm sure that he was sad that it was ending. And then he was also relieved that they completed the 3 days successfully. Um, and he was probably like so exhausted too, like the emotions were just on a high. And I could totally like feel what he was feeling in that moment. Like it's so bittersweet and the song is so melancholy with these two sides of the same coin just it's a perfect song. Like the way they managed to express that is amazing. Whoever wrote the song, genius. And then Sungmin High Note. I have to talk about Sumin. And his high note, I'm so proud of him. Sumin does the high note for this song. When I first listened to the song and I realized that it was him, I was like, they just gave a high note for a song to Sumin. I mean, he's done it before. He has a high note in Bicycle, but every time it happens, I'm gonna be so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy with the work he's done on this album. And I just want to tell him that he's done such a good job and he's improved so much and he will continue to improve so much. And I'm so excited for where he is going and where Xdinary Heroes is going. Like, it's only going to get better from here. Now, onto the summary. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Once again, I reiterated this album is 10 out of 10. It is a perfect album. All of these songs are 10 out of 10. Like, all of these songs stand alone are so perfect. All of these songs could be title tracks. They have the hype songs, they have the emotional songs, they have the sad but happy songs. um, all in this album. Like it is so perfect. I'm honestly so impressed. that a 2-year-old group such as Xdinary has put out this album. It is so impressive to me, and I'm so proud of them. I'm so happy to stand them. Back to my points. I think the major themes in this album are coming of age and learning to deal with life, like being a Gen Z, like in this kind of age bracket between like 15 to like late 20s, I would say. All the things that we're currently dealing with, they touch on it so well. This album has everything in it. I love it so much, truly. Um, and it speaks to me on such an emotional, relatable level that ties in with what I was saying about how they are connecting with our generation, basically. Um, for me personally, it speaks to me more than any other Extended Heroes album. Like, if it's looking at it from an emotional or relatable standpoint. And so I think that I will immortalize this album for me as one of my favorite albums ever. Like, they're just those albums that stick out to you. Like when you listen to it, takes you back to that time of your life. I think that would be one of those albums. Like in like 5 years, I'm gonna listen to this to one of these songs from this album and like remember this time that I'm in right now, and how relatable it is to me. And then XH achieves what they set out to do: make comforting music. They always say, all members always say that their goal as a group is to like connect with people, help people feel comforted, help people feel seen, um and that is what they do with this album. Certainly for me, this album was like a big hug for me, honestly. Like, it came at such a perfect time in my life. Like, all of these songs are so relatable for me. And I don't know how, like, some use this is a very big side tangent, but like, I believe that like you stand some of your groups become your favorite groups because the music that they're putting on at the time speaks to you and what you're experiencing at the time. And this is an accident here's is that for me right now. TLDR, once again, I am so proud and fan accident here's. If you made it this far and you don't fan accident here's, I don't know why you would watch me talking about accident heroes for that long. But thank you, and please stand accident heroes. Don't watch me talk about accident heroes. Stand accident heroes. Go listen to the album. Go watch their music videos. Listen to their or anything live. Anything you see accident heroes live, just hit play. And if you didn't stand them already, you start now. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Did you guys know that TikTok is a very frustrating app to use? Just to go off on tangent and segment, I was gonna go on to the next one, but I was like, let me see if I can stick this in. Um, when I meant like I love to hear someone saying that like he has this like really raw voice, and when he does that kind of like shouty singing, he does it so well, and he gives up such like the rock vibe. He knows how to nail it, and his vocal texture is also very good for his rapping. I am only on Money on My Mind, and it's already been 10 minutes. It's been 20 minutes. I've been yapping for 20 minutes. If you want to see me yap more about accent use, you can check out my Instagram. If you've reached this far, I'm assuming you're a villain. So you can see me yap about accent use on there. I would love to make some villain friends. I just talked for 6 minutes about 9 to 5 weeks and I didn't save. Anyways,